Hello, everyone. I'm so grateful to connect today. As usual, it's Dr. Holly Donahue coming in. I'm a naturopathic doctor, over 18 years experience working clinically with patients in my clinic, and then sharing with all of you ways to actually heal naturally, right? So many individuals are struggling around weight loss. That seems to be the key, right? And we're struggling with weight loss, but what we don't realize is that it's not actually about the weight loss. It's actually about the nutrition that we eat every single day. And it's also about our gut health, right? So I have so many people send in and like, I want to lose weight. And this is the messaging that happens. And I feel bloated and I can't button my pants and I'm just exhausted. But really, the truth is we get to figure out what plan works for you. And today I'm going to be talking about looking at your gut and resetting your gut so that as you begin to heal your gut and strengthen your mind, it's going to help strengthen your metabolism and build energy into the body, right? So, this is what is actually key. It's not about always looking at the number on the scale. And I tell this to patients all the time. So, this is like something that's near and dear to my heart. So, if you're truly someone who deeply believes in the innate power to heal when given the right support, then I am your person. And I will tell patients that the body is amazing. It wants to heal itself when given what it needs. And today I want to talk to you about you are doing your best. You are trying to do all the right things. You're trying to eat right. You're trying to move your body. You've maybe put in breath and meditation and journaling, but you're still feeling exhausted. You're feeling bloated after you eat, really low energy, or even like moody and anxious, possibly overwhelmed and disconnected. And you could be struggling with brain fog or sugar cravings. And then that stubborn weight won't budge. If this sounds like you, if it does, I want to say to you, you're not broken. Your gut and your nutrition, and even possibly your stress, is just out of balance. And this, my friend, is my invitation to you to actually start looking at a gut reset for yourself. So, drop reset if you're ready to get your gut in control so that you feel your best. Those of you alive, like, let's be, active with me. I love to connect with you. There's several of you on right now. And it just brings joy to my heart to get to answer questions for you because that's really why I show up. So remember that your gut is the control center of your entire life. I bet you've heard the phrase, you are what you eat, right? When I heard that in my 20s, I had to think about that for a long period of time, but it's true. And it's actually more accurate to say on a deeper level, you are what your gut can absorb, break down, and connect, right? So your gut is more than just a tube for food. It's actually your command center of your body. Here's truly what it controls. And if this is like, holy cow, you like have a mind awakening. I remember when I was in medical school and I'm like, wow, I had no idea. So it controls your mood and emotional health. 90% of your serotonin is produced in the gut. And that is key to you bringing joy to your life and having a balanced, regulated nervous system every day. Energy, if you're not absorbing like B12 and magnesium or iron, or you're putting too much starches and sugars in your gut, you're going to feel tired all the time. If you're constantly fighting infections, your gut is so important when it comes to your immunity. So over 70% of your immune system is actually located in your gut lining. So when you begin to get your infections and colds and flus and things like that under control, you'll know that you're strengthening your gut immunity, right? Yeah, exactly. So hormones, if your gut isn't detoxing properly, hormones like estrogen can recirculate and wreak havoc on your body. Metabolism and weight. And this is what so many people talk about because they just feel like they can't lose weight, look their best, put those jeans on, stop the sugar cravings. But I will tell you, if you're not eating the right nutrition and your gut is off, you can end up with chronic bloating, inflammation, and even poor nutrient absorption, like we talked about before in the energy piece, right? And that's going to slow your metabolism down at a crawl. Lastly, brain function. That mental fog, that lack of focus, right, is that can struggle. This is your struggle to get things done and complete tasks. That's gut related. So if you're feeling like you're stuck in second gear, you might want to look at your gut, right? So how does the gut get damaged? So how do we get here? Why are so many goal-oriented, high-performing, smart, driven individuals walking around with a gut that's truly screaming for help? Well, let's talk about the damages, like what can actually damage the gut, right? Processed foods, they're everywhere. They are stripped of fiber, they are loaded with sugar, they have chemicals and preservatives that you can't even digest, right? Refined sugar, this feeds the bad bacteria and yeast, which creates an imbalance. So too much sugar in the gut can inflame the gut. If you are doing antibiotics, they're life-saving when needed, but they do wipe out good gut bacteria. So if you use antibiotics to get rid of an infection because your doctor prescribed it, are you replenishing your good gut flora? Are you getting on a really good nutrition plan with healthy vegetables and healthy fibers to rebuild your gut? Right? Many don't even realize, but the good thing is many people are more aware of that. Also, chronic stress. So many individuals are walking around with so much stress in your life. Guess what this does? This is going to shut down your digestion and increase permeability in the gut, AKA, those of you that have heard of it, it's leaky gut, right? So be careful with your stress response. And so many individuals are walking around where stress is so high, they don't even realize that they've been wired and tired for a long time. Alcohol, NSAIDs, or over-the-counter medication, these can all weaken the gut lining. I'm not saying don't take these. I'm not a proponent, or I'm not saying one way or another, but be aware when you do take them and how you can strengthen your gut lining, right? What gets to happen once you're done those medications for one reason or another. Of course, alcohol isn't a medication, but the NSAIDs or the over-counter meds you may need, but once you get off of them, really start looking at your gut and rebuilding it. The last one is so key that many people overlook. Poor sleep and overwork. Your gut needs to rest and repair, especially at night. Your brain, your body, it naturally detoxes at night. So you need 8 to 9 hours of sleep. So when you think of that list that I just created, or that I just talked about, think about you're making choices every single day and you're either healing the gut or feeding it dysfunction, right? I'm going to challenge you with love because I want to, like, what is one thing that you could actually take out of your nutrition plan or add to your plan that is going to help you heal your gut? Because here's the truth. The gut is one of the fastest healing systems in the body when you're giving it what it needs. That's the key. But figuring out that is individualized. And that's why I say, let's figure out what works for you. Okay? So keep that in mind. And hopefully you're taking notes. Whenever I do lives, I always suggest, I know I do this to my mentors in the lives that I listen to. I take out a notebook and I start taking notes. I want you to think about symptoms because your gut is begging you with these symptoms. I want to get real for a minute. These are symptoms that I see in my patients every single day. As I list them, I'm going to go like from my brain here, they're gut symptoms. Think about, is this you? Okay. We're thinking of gassing or bloating or even like indigestion, like burping after meals, to say it kindly. Constipation or loose stools. Do you have food sensitivities or that are slowly increasing, right? Sorry, I lost my thought for a second. So if your food sensitivities, which I have patients coming in and they get to the point where they're like, Dr. Ani, I can't eat anything, right? That's scary. They just feel like they have no choices. Then we're also looking at skin issues like eczema, rosacea, acne, any kind of rash, which you should also get checked out, but often it's related to the gut, right? Anxiety, depression, or irritability, sugar cravings, especially at night. And then also like long lasting fatigue that even when you took a nap, you can't fix that fatigue. Brain fog, memory lapses, or low motivation. Those are all symptoms that I can think about when I think about the gut, the brain, and the entire body, and even the emotional component. So if any of this is you, your body is speaking louder to you, right? It's not that your body's broken, but your body is asking for help. It's asking you to change some of the things that you're doing so we can begin to rid ourselves of those symptoms. And I want to show you how to do this. So let's dive into healing, because this is where your story and your health begins to change, right? Here's what I use inside my clinic all the time with people who have gut health challenges. And this will help transform their gut. So start by removing the things that are inflammatory. We've talked about some, but let me list other ones. I'm thinking of gluten. I'm thinking of dairy. I'm thinking of processed foods, sugars, alcohols, artificial sweeteners. Think about, am I eating those? Are those going into my gut? As you begin to remove these, even 14 to 21 to 28 days, you can dramatically see a shift in your gut function as your gut begins to balance itself, right? Right. Okay. So we also want to think about, how do we repair the gut lining? We can really use targeted real foods and nutrients, right? Beautiful. Everybody's like, what can I take? What supplement can I do? You know, there are going to be some supplements that I talk about here because that's just what I do. But again, if I'm talking about any supplement, that does not mean you should go take it. That should mean you should check with your doctor or your practitioner that you're working with. One of my favorite ways to heal the gut that I give to several patients is bone broth or collagen. Why? Because this is high in glycine and this can help repair your tissue. L-glutamine is an amino acid that actually seals and heals, but you want to be careful when you're taking glutamine because you want to make sure you're removing the offending factors first before you start supporting the cells with glutamine. Zinc carnosine is truly a powerful gut lining repair, and it also helps with indigestion. Aloe vera is soothing and anti-inflammatory. And I also think of healthy fibers as well, like chia seeds and flax seeds and psyllium seeds. So there's so much more, but those are the key go-tos that I think about. Then we want to rebalance your microbiome. We want to bring back that good bacteria. I talk about it like good neighbors and bad neighbors, right? And so what do we want to do? We want to bring fermented foods in like sauerkrauts and kimchi. Even if you had to use probiotics, those, you know, there's so many different strains of probiotics, but the keys that I think about are lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. And then also think of prebiotics. So we're thinking of like Jerusalem artichokes, onions, garlic, dandelion, and even larchwood, which is arabinogalactin, which is from the earth as well. So that's a really good prebiotic. Then we want to look at how do we rebuild our digestion. If you're bloating, belchy, or you're feeling too full, like rapidly after you eat, think about digestive enzymes, maybe like 15 minutes before meals, maybe bitter herbs like gentian, artichoke, dandelion to actually get the digestion going before you eat. Or you can even think about lemon and water as well. Then we want to think about realigning with our lifestyle. Really get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night because, like we mentioned above, your gut is going to repair at night. Stress, start to really do calming, breath work, grounding, meditation, deep breathing. Like, how can you get into your body more and start to get into what we say a rest and digest, a parasympathetic state? Whereas the stress is that cortisol shuffle, that go, that push, that drive, that yang energy. We want to bring more yin, and there's a lot of yang energy out there, right? Exactly. Then I want you to think about how can I move my body? Because as we move our body and do yoga and gentle strength training, this is going to aid you with motility and your mood. And really, when we think about it, healing the gut isn't about doing it perfectly. It's about doing it consistency with love because your body wants to heal. But the truth is, so many people look at weight loss. Let's look at adding these nutrition pieces that we talked about and those step by steps. Hopefully, you took notes so that you can actually begin to repair your gut. I want to share a quick story that happened at the clinic like 2 weeks ago. This is a patient. I'll call her name as Sarah, 35-year-old patient. And she came to me bloated after every meal. She was addicted to coffee to keep going and sugar. She was exhausted, but she couldn't sleep. She's like that wired and tired piece. And she thought she had early Alzheimer's because her brain was so foggy at 35. And we are seeing it that young. But what we did was we started with a simple gut reset, like I just talked to you about, nothing extreme. We started removing triggers of food, nourishing her gut, getting in digestive enzymes, calming her nervous system, and adding in healing nutrients. And let me tell you what, within 3 weeks, her bloating was completely gone. She had lost like 3 or 4 pounds, but that's not why we did it, which we talked about. Her cravings were just about cut in half. So I bet in the next couple weeks, her sugar cravings will be gone. And the key is she felt like, she's like, oh my gosh, Dr. Donahue, I feel like my brain has been woken up. And the first time in years, she said, I feel like myself again. So I want to ask you this. Imagine waking up with more clarity and more energy and peace in your gut. This is possible. It truly is. So if you've been ignoring your gut and you've been putting off your health because you're too busy, you're too tired, or you're too confused by all the noise, please hear me. These symptoms are your wake-up call. Your energy is worth it. Your life is worth it. Your mood is worth it. And you don't have to suffer silently. Your gut is not your enemy. It's your teacher, your guide, and a healing portal for you. If you ever want to go deeper with me, reach out. And I'm happy to look at your gut, do a test, evaluate, right? Just drop the word reset below or in the chat, and I'll send you over the next steps on beginning to heal your gut journey. Because it gets to be simple. It does not have to be difficult. Does anybody have any questions that are live with me right now? I can't seem to get you guys engaged. I'm not sure what it is. I won't take it personal though. Okay. I hope this gut health resource was a true support for you as you step into the weekend and really start to think about what are 2 habits or 2 changes that I can change in my life right now that will help me begin to heal my gut? That's how I want you to think, because it doesn't have to be difficult. All right, I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings, and I can't wait to connect with you soon. And have an amazing rest of your day, or, whatever today is for you, whenever you're listening to this. Be well.